Hello and welcome guys, ArmaganVideos here, today with a new tutorial about a futuristic intro that we are going to create by using Cinema 4D and Adobe After Effects. And yeah, it's kind of futuristic, abstract. We're going to use some very low poly looking landscape to kind of make that intro, and I'm going to provide everything you need in the description. If you don't want to use Cinema 4D, I'm going to provide the OBJ file in the description, as well as a overlay file that we're going to use. So make sure to download everything in the description when you want to follow this tutorial. And yeah, we're going to use some plugins today. I'm not sure if you have them installed, so make sure. We're going to use Plexus. You're going to see what this plugin will do later on in this tutorial. And we're also going to use Magic Bullet Looks. It is to create our RGB split later on in this intro. You could also achieve this by just using Adobe After Effects. There are several tutorials out there on YouTube, but I'm just going to use this plugin because I really enjoyed it. So yeah, let's start right away in Cinema 4D by creating our landscape. And therefore we have this basic shape right here, and we're going to use landscape. What we need to do is now crank up our landscape over here, maybe increase the height level a bit. There we go, and give it some rough furrows. Okay, you also, it's very important for this tutorial, we need to delete this font tag, which basically smooths out this whole landscape over here. So make sure to select it and hit delete on the keyboard above your arrow keys. And yeah, this looks weird right here, but later on if we import this into Adobe After Effects, those little polygons right here that you can see in this landscape are going to look very great. So yeah, make sure to get some more structure into this, or some more details into this. So let's see if we can increase the level over here. We're going to use the camera and fly over here. It's going to be pretty abstract and simple actually, but it looks very cool. Okay, something like this. I guess that should be fine. I don't want to spend too much time in Cinema 4D. I'm just going to provide some landscapes, or just one, in the description. So yeah. Well, let's save that out. I already prepared one, and go to export. Where do we have it? Wavefront.obj. Hit save, leave the scale on 1, and switch over to After Effects. Now I'm going to create a new comp by pressing Ctrl N, and we are going to use our full HD resolution, 30 frames per second, and maybe make it 10 seconds long. Also give the background color a black. Alright, so now right click into the comp, make a new black solid, call it background. Make another one and call it Plexus, because this is going to be our Plexus layer. Now I'm going to search for Plexus. This is the additional plugin that I mentioned in the beginning. It's by Rowbyte. Really love it. And now go to Add Geometry, OBJ. Click on Import OBJ, open. And now we need to use our landscape.obj right here. Hit OK, and yeah, there you can see the beginning of it. So I don't want those points renderer right here, as you can see, but at first you can see that this is kind of turned around, so we need to go to our object right here, transform, and invert the y-axis, so now it's turned around properly. Oh, I don't want this point renderer. I want to add another renderer, and that's the line renderer. And this looks pretty awesome, as you can see. And now to navigate in our scene right here, we're going to create a new camera, leave everything on standard. Just hit OK and call it camera to keep everything nice and clean. And now by using C on your keyboard, you can scroll through all these little tools right here that are controlling the camera. Oh, I've just pulled that out. Wait. There we go. And press pre until you get this little tool right here to zoom in. Now zoom in a bit. Oh, I think I got everything on full quality right here. Maybe turn it to fast draft and this to half. Since I'm recording, it's lagging kind of. There you go. Press C until you get this icon so you can rotate your view. Go back on here. And yeah, there we go. Let's go into Plexus to kind of change our landscape right here. And at the line renderer, I want to turn down the line thickness to 0.5. To give it some more detail, maybe let's see how 0.25 looks. I guess 0.5 is great. What you could do, and some people prefer actually, is get rid of this transparency. So you can see if you're looking through this landscape, you can see through it and what's happening in the background right there. In the background right there. So what you could do is add another renderer for the triangulation or facets, I guess it's called. And then you can make those facets black so you can't actually see through them, but I don't want to make this in the tutorial. I want to leave it like this. And yeah, so now we're going to create, I'm just going to make everything so we can actually look at the scene and how it will look later on, and then we are going to apply the final effects on it later on. So yeah, let's create a shape, drag it out just like this. Let's make the stroke white and go into the shape right here, rectangle path. Oh no, it's fill. Turn down the opacity. See how this looks. Okay, now go to stroke and change the stroke width to something thin. Okay, this was too less. Okay, now select your shape layer. Go to align. If you don't have it, go to window, align, and make sure to center it. So you can see at the top there's more kind of a distance to the top screen. You can click your middle mouse button to kind of navigate through this window right here. As you can see, I would say here like 20 pixels distance, and here we have like 27 or stuff like this. So go to your shape layer, press S, uncheck this little thingy right here, and make sure to scale it proportionally. There we go. Maybe even more. Something like this. Let's see how this looks. So make sure to realign it again. Okay, that's just like a kind of element for our abstract looking intro. Let's call this border. And well, so since this is just a plain image right here, we need to make a animation with our camera later on. But at first, let's check if you can make our landscape look a bit more cool. Oh, maybe I need to turn on GPU accelerated rendering to make it be faster. Not that much faster, but yeah. Okay, so let's see what happens if we draw the distance a bit. You can also use this specified the specified or the pre-made settings right here, but yeah, I just pressed the second one. It's basically the thickness over distance, so the lines far beyond to the distance get bigger and bigger. So, or I think by this graph you can tell that they're getting smaller. So yeah, that's a kind of cool effect that you can achieve. And maybe let's see how it looks if we turn on. I don't like this one. So, okay, let's just start with our animation basically. So we go into our camera, and to transform, and make sure to just hold down the left mouse button and scroll down, or move the mouse down, so you get this keyframes everywhere, or you're just actually creating those keyframes. Then use the time indicator and put it some seconds to the right. And this is our starting point. From here, I just want to go over somewhere around here. There we go. Just like this. As you can see, we just got this animation going. Let me just drag that out real quick and make a little RAM preview. I don't know how long this will take because I'm actually rendering right now, recording my microphone and having on Chrome and Cinema 4D, so that's kind of intense right here. But yeah, you can see it. This renders kind of fast, so it's great. Just quickly making a RAM preview. There you go, looks pretty cool. And let's see. Go to Plexus. I don't know, I don't like the look too much. Let's see what we can change. Line thickness. Do we have some? What happens if we change the assets? The facets, sorry. Get opacity. Okay. If we make that black, does it work already? Yeah, it worked. As you can see, you can't look through them. So we kind of achieved that effect that the transparency went away, but I guess if we crank up the transparency, the opacity, there's a little bug that you can't actually see through it. So I just get rid of this renderer. So yeah, well, let's just leave it like this. And what you could also do is turn on depth of field, which looks very great, but yeah, doesn't look great right now because I didn't set up my camera. Could do it, but this is just too render intensive right now for this tutorial. So let's see if we bring this focus distance to the front. Let's say like 250 pixels. Oh damn, man, that's too much. So let's go to here and turn it off real quick. So yeah, of course, guys, you could use depth of field in your intro later on, but I'm just, for this purpose of this tutorial, I'm just not going to make it. So yeah, let's create our adjustment layer and use our, where do we have it? Where do we have it? There, color suit, looks, bring it over here, go to edit. And what we need now is bring your mouse to the right here and chromatic aberration. And I want the green and magentas, just like this. Wait, something like this should look great. There you go, finish. Now make sure the border is above this one, and call this chromatic, how is it called again? Let me just quickly see. Aberration, all right. Oh guys, I'm a perfectionist, so. And yeah, you could also just crank up the settings right here if you're more kind of a crazy guy, but I guess that's too much. Maybe you could also add some red and cyans, but yeah, well, this looks good, but I just prefer the green and magentas. So get rid of this one again. 0. Hit finish. And there you go. We kind of get this chromatic aberration effect, which you could also do with Adobe Illustrator itself, but yeah, I just love using Magic Bullet loops because it's so fast and easy. And yo, what we should try is also, where do we have it? Max number of vertices right there. As you can see, there are those little X in between all these little rectangles. And I don't enjoy these too much, so crank down the max number of vertices to 5. And this is what I actually wanted to achieve, because that looks great now. Maybe you could also increase the size to 1 again, the thickness, but well, I just prefer this look. Alright, and now we need this little overlay that I've prepared for you guys. It's basically, as you can see, some distortion. I found that over the in the internet like 6 or 7 years ago, I don't know anymore. As you can see, it's just HD and 29 FPS. So just drag this into your comp. Take some time and drag it in over here. Press S and scale it up. Just like that. And now let's, if you don't see those mode settings right here, you can toggle over here and you get this, this drop down list then. And I'll just bring this down to add. But at first, let's make sure to get another camera up and running to have some variation in our, oh, don't make a copy, to have some variation in our intro right here. Go to camera, create camera 2, make the same stuff all over again. Oops, missed click again. There we go. Go to the right, press C to zoom in. This time we're going to start from here. Oops. Just going to adjust this one. There we go. We want to go from there over here and zoom out a bit. Something like this. Let's see how this looks. And now what we need to do is actually bring our camera down here. Make sure to crop the length of it. Press U so you can see which keyframes are actually animated. So just like that. And our camera is going to start from here to over there. And this one is going to start from, press U so you can see what's going on in here. Oh, wrong camera. This one. And this one is going to start from, I just bring this down from here to there. And in between, we're going to turn off this Plexus layer. Okay, there you can see there's a little difference. So make sure to zoom in, just like this. You can create another Plexus layer and just drag it from here to there. All right, now we bring our overlay layer in. Where do we have it? There, and put it in between, so it's kind of a transition going on. Okay, this time we need to bring down the mode, of course. Or actually, let's test if it worked. Yeah, it also works. So that's great. Just leave it on add and put it on there. And as you can see, our camera, on our first camera, doesn't start right at the beginning. So make sure to be precise there and bring the keyframes to the start. Just like that. And now we're going to fly over here, have this little transition, and boom, start from here again. What's also, oh, there's another bug. Or it's not a bug. It's an unprecise movement from us. So go to the cameras 2, press U and bring it over here. Oh, why is this happening? Oh, we need to bring our camera until there. All right, there we go, perfect. Let's do a little ramp preview from here to over there. Oh, that's way too fast, as you can see, guys. Don't like this too much. So what I also like is bringing these in front and these a little back, so the camera is actually in movement when we're going to activate this layer. So do the same over here and over there. I can't see the keyframes, of course, so make sure to know what you're doing right here. And yeah, I guess this animation is way too fast, so bring this one over here. And the same with this one. There we go. And I want this kind of distortion effect right here, right at the beginning of our animation. But this time, go to right-click time and time reverse layer, so it's reversed, and bring it down a bit. So it kind of starts off distorted like this. Then it's clean, distorts and changes the camera, and going back in here again. So all we need to do now is create our text, and therefore I'm just going to write something like Illuminati. Maybe let's see, I've got a very, no. Okay, I guess it was Gotham. Increase the kerning, make sure to align it to the middle, of course. Oops, accidentally create another layer. So let's see how this looks on top of it. Oh, that's very thin. So maybe make it bold. Doesn't look too good actually. So let's make it seem that this is actually also kinda... of course, guys, there are people out there that are just going to make keyframes for animating our font, like making them non-linear, so it actually changes the opacity over time. But I really just prefer this easy method, and in the time where our PCs are very strong, we don't really need to care about having text layers multiple times in one composition. It's just very fast and easy that way. We're going to have it activated over here, turn it off, and wait, we're going to have it activated over here, turn it off sometime during the distortion, bring it on again, and then we're going to keep it until the end. Just like this. Maybe we should also stretch our time a bit out, because 4 seconds for an intro is kind of short. So let's do a quick RAM preview. Oh, I want to bring this down. Let's do it now. There you go. And as you can see, we have a little issue at the end. Yeah, here. Whoops. There. Although this looks pretty good now, I have to say. I guess I'm just going to leave this in. Of course, you can just adjust this by bringing our keyframes of the camera a bit more to the right. Or no, that's because our camera length is longer than our... Let me check. Oh no. Why is this happening? Ah. There you go. I guess I'll just leave this in. I kind of think that looks great. So, yeah. As Apple would say, it's a feature, not a bug. Alright, we have this over here going on. Looks, yeah, it actually looks pretty good. And the more stuff you want to do, the better it looks actually. Or the more stuff you want to focus on, like having depth of field in the background, making this font actually look good, because I guess Gotham doesn't look too good in this example. Maybe if I crank up the kerning a bit more, or the tracking as it's called in After Effects. Let's see. There you go. Okay guys, let's also try to turn on the depth of field. I don't want to leave you alone with this one, so go to Plexus, our first one, and that's the problem that we're created two now, but well, we're just going to go over it. There you go. And this looks really weird, as you can see right here. So let's go to our first camera. Camera options. Depth of field on. Let's see what happens if we increase this. Yeah, we slowly achieving the effect. Maybe let's turn off the aperture and give it like 3 pixels. So it's not too strong, and let's bring this down to 250 pixel. Whoa, too much in front. There we go, looks pretty great, don't you think? Let me bring this to the middle. Maybe even more. Okay. And let's see how this looks. We're starting over here. Going over there. And here we are going to animate our depth of field in this layer. So go to this Plexus again, go to camera settings, go to our second camera this time, expand the camera options, turn on depth of field, it is turned on, bring this down to 3, this one down to, I guess it was 250, oops, too much, just like this, and this time make sure to turn on our keyframe, go to the right, and as we're scrubbing through our time right here, we're going to change the focus distance to bring it a bit far beyond in our background. Just like this, maybe even more. So this gives it an interesting look. Bring it over here, press Ctrl A, press U again, so everything is kind of collapsed and you're not having a big pile of compositions and layers going on in your composition actually. And let's do a RAM preview and look at this. Although with depth of field turned on, this takes some time, but let's take this time to talk about ArmaganVideos. Guys, I just wanted to say thanks for 17,000 subscribers. I really can't believe it. Every day I wake up, I see like, wow, 200 new subscribers. What the hell? Just over the night. And that's crazy. Also for the great response on all my other tutorials. And my time is limited right now because I'm very much in stress in the university, because we have to make so much projects and stuff like this and there, and yeah, I want to keep on making tutorials because I really enjoy it and I see that I can help many people out there, and that's really my aim, and that's very great. So thank you guys, and I hope you really enjoy this tutorial right here and all the others, of course. So let's see how this looks. As you can see, this looks pretty epic, don't you think, guys? Although this font looks kind of weird, and we could maybe try some Chinese looking font over here because they're always pretty great. Oh yeah, I just had it in mind. It's called Sensei Itaka. Press Ctrl T to get the text tool. Maybe increase. Maybe make this first one here capital, because this font is, as you can see, if I make everything capital, it looks weird. Illuminati. Just the first one, Illuminati. I don't know. Maybe if we decrease the tracking now. And increase the font itself. Well, it doesn't look too bad. Align, bring it to the middle. And we could also go to animation presets, and text. Animate in. Here are some examples on animating in our text. Maybe I can find something like decoder. Just drag it onto your font, and as you can see, if we now look at our font, it's going to get decoded in. Well, I better just show you by using a RAM preview. Wow, that's pretty slow though. So go over here, press U and bring this in front. And don't forget to use don't forget to use this text layer over here then, because this is going to look weird if you're going to have two font objects. Yeah, there you go. Looks pretty great, don't you think? You could also use this as a template for your music channel or gaming channel or whatever you want, because you can, it's very abstract, of course. This could be animated within Element 3D to make it bounce to the beat or stuff like this, and yeah, there are really no limits set to you. And as you can see, we are having some holes in here, and maybe we should go to Plexus and crank up our where do we have it again? Our max number of vertices. Let's check if we bring this to 6. Looks good, I guess. I don't know. Maybe leave it to 5 now. And of course, this one has to be deleted. Create a copy of this one by using Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. And now we need to delete the range selector because, oh, no, we need to keep it actually. Here we need to delete it because here it's finished again. So bring this in here, make sure that it animates in. Boom, 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 our text comes in. Then the distortion comes and we're back at it again. You could also make the border disappear first, or no, let's leave the border and make the text disappear first. While the scene disappears, we keep the font, and then the border disappears. Whoa. Just like this. Now let's get the border, and it disappears as the last object. Just like this. Let's do our last test render to show you guys the outcome of this tutorial. Quick and easy, 33 minutes. Man, that's hard for my German tongue. Yeah. As you can see, it looks pretty good. Of course, you have to spend some more time. That was way too fast for an intro to kind of sell it to a customer or client, but yeah, for this time it looks pretty great. So let's check if we can maybe increase this one a bit more, because it looks weird if it just stops over here. Maybe let's see. Yeah. Over here. And the distortion comes and we're here again. Zoom out. Then the background fades away. We keep our text a bit longer. And the text goes away. And let's animate our text. Go over it. Press T to get the opacity. Animate our opacity. Bring down the keyframe with opacity on 100 to the left. Then stay at the end and bring it down to 0. And see how it fades out. Pretty great looking. Just like this. Epic. Maybe make the border disappear first, actually. See how this looks. Alright. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please, you need to help me out by creating tutorials. That was wrong. By suggesting some new tutorials, like yeah, just tell me your ideas, contact me on Facebook or YouTube. I'm going to read every single comment, really guys. And yeah, I'm happy to see your results. Looking forward to them, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe and comment. Also share your work if you want in the comment section. I'm going to look at it and comment on it. So yeah, guys, see you in the next video in round about 1 or 2 weeks. I don't want to say too much because really, you know, guys, university and work and stuff like that is really hard right now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. See you in the next video. ArmaganVideos. Alright guys, just a little addition. While I was rendering this outcome of this tutorial, I've seen that I've actually forgotten to show you how to add some more effects to your intro right here. As you can see, this is the final outcome. I'm just going to show it real quick. As you can see, there's a little blue haze over it, also some noise and some glow, as you can see right here. And I've basically just went to our Chromatic Aberration layer right here. We can rename this to effects, and I've put on a glow effect that's basically just from After Effects. Just type in here glow and use this one from Stylize. Then give it those kind of settings right here for glow threshold and radius intensity and stuff like this. And I've also added some noise to make it look even better, 5% non-colored noise. And yeah, that was actually basically it. And also to our background, I've used a gradient ramp, as you can see right here, and the start color is this color code right here to kind of adjust this blue haze. As you can see, if I bring it down to up to red, looks like this, but I really enjoy this look right here, as you can see. And yeah, just those little tweakings as a addition. And yeah, I think I'm going to provide this template in the description as well, but make sure that you have the font installed, Sensei Itaka, as well as Plexus and Magic Bullet looks. Otherwise, I guess you won't be able to use this project. I don't even know if you can open it with all these plugins. I guess yes, but there are going to be some errors or exceptions. So yeah, just this one in addition. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys. See you in the next videos. ArmaganVideos.